So, I just watched Bojack Horseman Season 6 Part 2. Yeah, I think, okay, let me go through it as a whole because I think it works better that way. Um, I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit emotional because I really love Bojack Horseman because it is a show where it does make you think a lot, and I feel bad because I spoiled one of my friends the biggest twists of the whole series. And it wasn't my intention at all. I thought he had watched it. Um, and one of my favorite seasons is season 3 because that's what I started with, and that's how I came into YouTube as well, just watching BoJack Horseman season 3. And all I can say is I'm sad it's gone, and I know why they ended it, but I don't think that it ended it well, question mark, because I know in a series sense it makes sense, because in a lot of ways it does make a lot of sense that they would end things this way, because it's just one of those things. Like, we started off with Bojack and Diane, and we ended on Bojack and Diane. So spoilers. I'm sorry, but fuck it. I assumed you've watched it. If you're watching the video, obviously there's gonna be spoilers. Um, but it doesn't end with them getting together or things like that. I mean, it's what I thought they were gonna go with, but they didn't. So I'm kind of glad that they didn't. So um, and I'm just really happy for Princess Carolyn. I'm just really happy that it makes more sense that it's Judah. I really appreciated that they went with Judah and Princess Carolyn and not, just feel like it was something that they had to go with, because obviously they have a deeper connection, and it's on a work level, and I think they understand themselves on that level, and also they have a relationship that kind of doesn't work but also kind of crazily works. So again, it's the things that doesn't make sense that makes the most perfect sense, because that's life, you know. It's crazy that we never get to know what that letter is from Hollyhock is. I think that is his last line of sanity, because if he opens it, then that's just all connections are cut. So it's one of those things you have to understand, is that nobody wants to be alone, but it's just, things are going to push you apart and people grow apart, but you kind of want to hang on to it, and you kind of want to grip on to those realities, but the fact is those realities will slip. And then where do you go from there? Do you just find people to hang on to cling on to just gravitate towards other stuff? What do you do? Like, there's no real good answers. It's just questions you're left with in life. So I think that's a good way to summarize BoJack Horseman. It's a series about questions rather than answers. So I really don't like that the last season, or I mean, just the last season in general. I guess I can say that because it's ended now. Was more focused about the feminist shit and the hashtag Me Too shit, because I really couldn't care less about that, because honestly it doesn't affect me, but I understand the the whole like controversy about it. Obviously I understand it, but I don't think we should keep harping on it about it, because what does that effectively do? It just stops stuff and like makes people dance around something that should be fine to be talked about. Like, I don't know. I think it should be a continuous dialogue, not something where it's like, oh shit, this thing happened, and it should never happen, because shit happens, life happens, and fuck it, it happened. Take it, note it, and learn from it. I get it. Some people can't learn from it, but it's just one of those things. You either take it or leave it, and I want to leave it, because I don't want to think about it, because what does it benefit me? Like, I'm not a woman. I don't know that these things. I don't care about these things, because it doesn't happen to me, but obviously it happens to a lot of people, and I understand that. I can at least understand the point of view, because I have three sisters, and I always say, okay, like, let me take a step back and look at it through their perspective. What would it mean to them? And it does make me go, okay, if I was in that position too, I'd be like fucking weirded out. Like, shit, like, I've been around like transsexual people who don't make me feel comfortable, because like, what the fuck, like, certain transsexual people, like in Malaysia it's not allowed, so they have to come into you know the men's bathroom. So it's like, what the fuck, like, you look literally like a woman, and yet you come into the fucking guy's bathroom. Like, that shit just throws me out. And I'm not transphobic or anything. I'm just like, you do you, I do me. Like, that's it. Like, fuck it. Like, don't get in my space. If I don't see you, it's fine. If I see you, it's like, what the fuck. Like, I get it. Don't get me wrong, I get it. But shit, like, what the fuck? Like, it's just shocking. It's not anything transphobic. It's just shocking. That's the common thing you have to understand. It's like, literally, you go into the forest, and suddenly it's all empty, and then suddenly a fucking tiger comes. You'll be fucking shocked, right? It's the same shit. Like, obviously it's not as dangerous as that, but it's just like, what the fuck? Like, if you literally see in the forest a monkey with a fucking coconut bra and fucking hula skirt, like a fucking fern skirt, wouldn't you be shocked? You'd be like, what the fuck? Why is there this fucking cartoonish monkey? Most likely there's civilization, but what if there's not? Like, you'd be like, what the fuck? What's happening here? Like, did nature just go crazy? Do you understand what I mean? Like, it's not. Maybe I am transphobic and I don't get it, and I'm being utterly stupid about this shit. But I do understand the fact that everyone needs to use the toilet. But I'm just saying, like, you need to find the right timing or some shit. I don't know. Like, when nature calls, you gotta go. I understand. Like, you can't fucking fight your bladder. It's fine, but it's like, shit. It's still weird. It's still weird for me. I'm sorry. It's still weird for me. Um, what else? I'm I'm definitely gonna miss Todd, man. Todd is my best character. Todd is my spirit animal, literally. And yeah, the theme of the second part is it's everyone moving on except for Bojack. You know, like it's one of those things. It's one of those things. I guess that's why I kind of gravitate towards Bojack. It's not about being famous or whatever the shit is the case, and being high and shit, and fucking loving the reality show of like looking through the celebrities' eyes and shit. It's that part of it is interesting as well, but it's not all I gravitate towards. It's Bojack himself. He's alone, and he's trying to find attention in the best way he can, but he doesn't know how to go about it, and it's something a lot of us can relate to, and especially me as a guy, as someone who doesn't really know how to approach people, someone who has friends but doesn't really know how to be a friend. I know it's cliche, but I mean, I'm the best person I can be. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, am I a good person to hang out with? Am I not? I don't know, because that's one of the things that I'll always be aware about, because it's always something I have struggled with. So I just think to myself, if I was in Bojack's position as well, I would have done the same thing, because I literally have been in that place where it's like, fuck it, like, no one really gives a shit, and if I go, I go, and if it happens, it happens, if it doesn't, it doesn't, so just let the flow go, and boom, just like that, lights out, good night, good evening, whenever. So, yeah, BoJack Horseman season 6, man. I'm definitely gonna miss BoJack Horseman. I didn't really like the ending, but what are you gonna do? Poor Mr. Peanut Butter, man. I get why they're pushing this whole thing. Like, he is a person who's always getting his hands busy. He's keeping himself busy. It's always to distract himself for his failed relationships, for why he can never keep a girlfriend or a partner, whatever. But it's also kind of just crazy to me, because if Mr. Peanut Butter can't succeed in that aspect of his life, but like, he's so charismatic, he's such a he's such a people person, and he's fun to be around. I mean, it's that persona. I get it. I get why people would be pushed away, but at the same time, it attracts so many people, and I'm really astounded that he has no real tethered relationship. Like, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean? Like, is that like literally nothing that can love him? Like, there's literally nothing at all that would make someone say, okay, I really want to spend the rest of my days with you till death literally splits us apart. Because like, even Diane, like, the shit with Diane, like, that was so fucked up, because he chose the wrong person to be with, because Diane is so fucked up in her own ways. And I still say fuck Diane, because fuck Diane. And I will never forgive Diane for that shit she pulled. Like, literally, fuck that shit. I don't give a shit, because like, he literally wanted to give you the world, and you didn't, and you didn't acknowledge that. Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, I get it that it's your dream, but at the same time, you gotta give my man props for trying. Like, it's a douchebag thing, but at the same time, I get it as well. So it's a double edged sword. Like, it's fine that it's a double edged sword, but I still don't forgive her for not, like, at least saying, okay, like, I get it, I get what you're trying to come at, but this is not like a literal end of relationship shit. That's like so petty. She was so fucking petty in that instance, and I hope she gets all the bad karma in her life. Like, she deserves everything that she got from that point in her life. Like, there is no forgiving. There is no forgiving. So I say she deserved every single depression she got, every single pill that she was hooked on. And hey, I'm just spitballing. She might be an obese person now because she put on so much weight, man. She put on so much weight. So there you go. There you go. Man, I got so fucked up about Diane, man. That is just so crazy. I super super hate Diane. Um, and that's it. Like, I know I'm gonna sound like a misogynist pig or whatever shit. Like, I don't give a shit because at the end of the day, it's about characters making you feel a certain way, and if you feel a certain way, that's so fucking succeeded. And if you feel like you're Diane, great, you're a Diane, you're a fucking bitch. Like, seriously, no one should do that because, like, honest to God, they've worked their ass off, and they decide, hey, I'm gonna spend shit on you, and you shit on them. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what did he literally do with those, like, furniture shit? Like, he sold them? Who is gonna buy that? Disney enthusiasts? Yeah, sure. But, like, it's shittily done. Like, it's like from the heart, you know? Like, even as a collector, I'll be like, yo, man, that's great and all, but, like, that's not top dollar shit, man. Like, come on. You gotta give me something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's literally something where you're like, obviously this was done to save a relationship, but it didn't pan out and shit. So you take what you can get, man. You take what you can get. So Bojack Horseman is about the the fucked upness of our life, I guess, is the best way to put it, and I will always remember it for that. But I think in itself, season 6 part 2 was really really slow, and I get why it's really really slow, but I wish that they built it better in a way. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's on the mess side. Like, it's very 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 on the mess side for part 2. The beginning was kind of good. I liked how it started out, but for me, season 3 and season 4, man, season 3 and season 4, still the best, hands down. Season 1 was really slow. It felt like they returned to season 1's writing, so I'm like, why? Like, you could have done so much better. Um, I don't know, man. I think a lot of people, it's gonna be more about me on the Diane shit than what I'm really trying to say. And what I'm really trying to say is that life is shit. And we all have our ways of dealing with stuff. And if we find real people or people who can deal shit with us, I think that's the best thing you can do, because being alone is scary, man. Being alone is scary. You get a lot of dark thoughts. That's why, I watch a lot of stuff to not feel lonely, but it's still there. You know what I'm saying? It's still there. It won't go away. It will never go away. We have these relationships that we think will make them go away, but it never goes away. it's just tucked away for a while. And I really think that's the crux of the show, you know? And I always pin it back to where it all started for me. Bojack just literally saying Sarah Lynn's name twice. Like, just that line delivery was so good, so great. That whole arc, man, was just fucking fantastic. So that's about it. That's about it, man. I know I wasted a lot of time, but yeah, I just really wanted to share my thoughts of the show and season 6 in general, because I didn't really want to binge watch the whole stuff again, because it's really draggy in some parts, and I wouldn't suggest someone to binge watch it. Like, watch it at your own time, because you're gonna get there, but you're gonna get there really, really slowly. Like, season 1, season 2 was really slow, and then season 3 was just season 4, and then down again. So, you gotta take what you can get. So that's about it, guys. Thank you guys for watching once again. I don't know when I'll be back. Honestly, I don't know. I might do a weekly kind of review like this with Shokugeki. I might not. It really depends on the mood, man. It really depends on the mood. It really depends whether I have something to say or not. Like, now, I do have a lot of emotions, and I do really want to talk to someone about it, because I know not a lot of people are willing to watch it as quick. And I did skip a little bit of parts, so I'm not gonna lie there. But I definitely know that you didn't read Hollyhock's letter, and I hope that we learn about Hollyhock's letter. But this is the last season. This is the last episode, so I don't know. I don't know. And I wish I had gone fully into this early on, but I couldn't, because, again, life and studies. Um, but hey, that's life, right? Um, but yeah, I do miss YouTubing. I do miss talking to you guys. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, can I really do that again? And I don't really want to do that again, because I want to try different things. Not necessarily this room, obviously, because my friends came and I saw the setting, and it was like, oh, this is where you shoot your videos? And I'm like, yeah, because I have no choice. Like, literally, I don't have anywhere else to go, so what am I gonna do, right? It's still better than nothing, so still better than not starting at all. Like, I'm proud of where I'm at. I'm proud of where I've gotten to. I don't feel like pushing myself to be a top YouTuber anymore. I'm good. Like, it's really good. Like, it's not great, but it's good. So there you go. Something for you to bite on. Anyway, this is mostly for me anyway. So I never expected a lot of people to watch, but a lot of people watch, and a lot of people enjoy reactions and stuff like that. But I can't do it with the copyright system that's in place now. It's super crazy. Like, I've seen a lot of creators complain about it, and I'm like, yeah, I was in that position too. So I get it. It's frustrating to cut your material and just like rework it and push it back out and see if it does okay. It's still up there. To this day, I still get like copyright claims of like old shit. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like literally 4 years ago, and you're claiming it now. Like, that makes no sense. There should be a period of time where you can't claim shit anymore. So there you go. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go watch Birds of Prey next week. I think. Is it next? No, it's next week. It's next week. Um. And yeah, I'll most likely do a movie review again. It'll be nice to do a movie review once more. I'll make sure to note if I don't like it or do like it. It'll be more constructed than this because this was more an emotional rant than anything, than a constructive, well thought out, analyzed shit. Because I could, but I just wanted to express my feelings instead because that's what YouTube is for me. So anyway, see you guys next video. I will see you guys then. See ya.